She and her team made a light pulse disappear from one cloud, then retrieved it from another cloud nearby. In the process, light was converted into matter, then back into light. For the first time in history, that gives science a way to control light and matter and vice versa. So basically, from her experiments, what she's done is she's taken light, changed it to matter, and then back into light. So all matter then is connected to light. So what we're saying is, first, that God spoke everything. Can matter be spoken into existence? That is the whole point of this whole theory that I'm trying to share with you today. Absolutely yes. What we've seen here is that light comes from sound and that matter comes from light. So therefore, in a process, matter can come from sound or be spoken into existence, exactly like Genesis says. Here's some other experiments. I won't go over them. Sound molecules, won't go over that. Oh, sound of molecules. In the beginning of this, when we stated the points of the theory, it's very important that all of these molecules and fundamental and elementary particles of the universe emit tone. Molecules and fundamental particles do indeed emit a distinct tone, and that's one of the fundamental premises of this theory, is that if everything was created by sound waves, then all molecules and matter in the universe should emit some kind of distinct tone or sound. Moving to the rhythm of the sun. Scientists from the Ulysses mission, another satellite, have proven that sounds generated deep inside the sun, so the sun emits itself a distinct tone or sound, cause the earth to shake and vibrate in sympathy. This is important because of this right here. So, instead of, say this is the sun, in a sound wave that begins here. It travels out from the sun. We have orbits of Mercury, Mars, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, blah, 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 way out there. Okay? But what I'm trying to show you is that just like a rock in a pond, just like these sound waves emitted from the sun, they're coming from the center of the sun, inside the sun. This is the corona of the sun. This is what we see. And they think that there's nothing in this space but heat. But anyway, go on beyond. So the light is emitted, but there's a distinct tone emitted with the light. And that the earth out here and everything on the earth is actually vibrating in unison with this sound wave. Now, earlier I said that if you drop a stone in a pond, it creates these concentric circles. And this is exactly how sound moves through space also. And so, if that's true, and if our theory is true, that solar luminescence creates plasma exactly like the sun, and the sun was created by sound through a process similar to solar luminescence, then what we should see is exactly what it's saying, that this piece of matter called the sun is emitting a distinct tone of sound, and that all of these orbits and everything are created by the sound wave that it's emitted from. And that we travel, function, move, vibrate in harmony with the sound wave coming from this sun, which is the center of our solar system. Now, earlier we described void as dissonance, or conflict. That's the word. We described void as a space of distance or conflict. Now, if there was any conflict between the sound wave that's emitted from Earth, which we have detected through ultra-low frequency detectors, then, which has a sound wave that's approximately 6.8 hertz, actually, sorry, it's 0.618 hertz. That's the frequency of the Earth. But if it did not function in harmony with the sound wave that was being emitted from the sun, then there would be this dissonance, and we would not be able to exist. None of these planets in our solar system would exist if they weren't vibrating in unison with the harmony of the sun. They would be in conflict, and the dissonance would create destruction. Or interference pattern. As an acoustic, it's called interference pattern, and a lot of these interference patterns create noise. And if noise is created, you got nothing but a totality of random information. Okay, but anyway, let me go on with what they say from Ulysses. They have found that the Earth's magnetic field, atmosphere, and terrestrial systems, that means all of its ecology, all take part in this cosmic sing-along. This is all happening inside our bubble of the universe. Using highly sophisticated statistical techniques, Thompson and colleagues have discovered the same distinct tones emitted by the sun in seismic data here on Earth. They have also found, so this means that if this gets out of whack in any way, this is what causes the seismic data here on Earth. And this is what I just tried to describe to you. Seismic data means earthquakes. So if this system gets out of whack in any way, then you're going to feel it as an earthquake. Pretty interesting, huh? Okay, anyway. They have also found that Earth's magnetic field and atmosphere, and even voltages induced on ocean cables, are all taking part in this cosmic sing-along. It all has to operate in unison with this foundational sound. Even all of our electrical equipment. Even all of our inventions. So everything that we've ever thought of is all based on harmony or dissonance with this foundational tone. Although these tones are all around us, it would not be possible for us to hear them. And that's one of the foundational definitions of sound that we mentioned in the beginning. It either can be heard by us or by instruments that we create. It would be impossible for us to hear them, obviously with our ears. Even if we listen very closely, their pitch is too low for the human ear, typically 100 to 5,000 microhertz, or 1 megahertz corresponds to 1 vibration every 278 hours. Now, the lowest you can hear or detect is 1 hertz, so 1 vibration per second. This only vibrates once every 278 hours, so it's way below your ability to hear. This is more than 12 octaves below the lowest note audible to humans. For comparison, the note to which orchestras tune their instruments, A above middle C on a piano, corresponds to 440 hertz. 440 hertz means 440 vibrations per second. Okay, now you can discern a difference in sound of 1 vibration per second. This happens 1 vibration every 278 hours. So, just to give you a little comparison. Surprisingly, as they go on to say, rather than being random in nature, surprisingly, rather than being random in nature, the fluctuations in the data were made up of many discrete frequencies or tones. Now, hold on to that one too. I want to get that later with mathematics. It was made up of many discrete frequencies or tones, similar to the terrestrial data. These tones also correspond well to those that theorists predict should be generated by pressure and gravity waves in the sun. So, we are all part of a cosmic sing-along that was created by a process of sonoluminescence, by sound waves that created the sun. The sun emits distinct tone, and we all vibrate in unison with that distinct tone. And if we did not vibrate in unison with that distinct tone, we would not exist, because it would cause conflict and contention and create what we define as a void.